Hello, hello. Can everyone hear me? Just testing the microphone. Welcome to the weekly wrap. How's everyone doing? John is going to be with us. He's just running 5 minutes late, and he's going to just call in when he gets here. But how's everyone doing? William Rose says, hello, KP. What up, William? HFD Media says, what up? Is that Ronald's brother? Sup, KP? Reeves says, Reborn, how you been, man? Haven't seen you in a while. What's happening? How have you been? I guess you're like me now. You're like probably not the happiest to be watching Premier League wraps, but it is what it is, isn't it? How's everyone been? How has everyone been? What do we got there? 1 second. So, I mean, Reborn's here, and I'm okay watching them, KP. Yeah, I'm sure Rob is okay watching them. Walk alone at the moment. Oh, yeah, sorry, dude. It's some. No, don't apologize. Just spent having. I meant us as well. We haven't had a few. We've missed a few podcasts because of work and things like that. So, is what it is. But we are back now. Everyone's rolling in. Good to see Ivan. Good to see Rob. And Reeves. But yeah, so. We'll look at the results, and the first game we can probably get into before John gets here is, I believe, will be the Liverpool game, won't it? Because, yeah, there was that other game, and we can quickly talk about it for Rob before the round sort of started, wasn't it? It was Brighton, Man City, and Brighton got trounced by Man City 4-0. We're going to talk about them a bit later on as well, because they got done by Bournemouth last night as well. I think I said it probably a month ago, even more. I said to John and Rob, I just think De Zerbi's been found out. Like his stock was so high, and no one's talking about him now. Like it's just, I think he's got sort of like how they beat Ten Hag with that stick. He's got Plan A, and that's it. Like there's nothing else. It's Plan A, and that's it. The other thing that I don't like that he does. Just give City the title. The other thing I don't like that De Zerbi does, and I know like we'll talk about it as well, is I don't like that he changes his goalkeeper like every 2 games. Like, who does that? And he says on the Geelong Cats versus Carlton game. Is that where you came into the show, Andy? Nice to have you here, man. Please like, share, subscribe as usual. I'm sure you already have, but yeah, if you're new, please like, share, subscribe. Had a feeling Dam's somewhere around the corner right now. Probably is. Probably is. Dam's champion. All right, we'll bring up the results. Like I said, we talked about that Man City one for a little bit. Like I said, I just think he's been found out a little bit. Put the banana there. There we go. So, what was that? 29th, not 29th, sorry. 27th. The first game was West Ham 2, Liverpool 2. So before we talk about that, I'll read that last one. As a defender, I hated regular changes. It's defensively unsettling. Yeah, totally agree. Like, I don't get... it's weird. He changes like a goalkeeper every 2-3 games. It's crazy. Like, how as a defender or as a team you're going to have faith in them? But yeah, to the West Ham Liverpool game. I mean, West Ham go 1-0 up, then Liverpool score, then West Ham score an own goal. Liverpool, I was watching it, take the lead, and then they just give away an easy goal. And on top of it, yeah, like Rob said, Nunes and Salah, like, and Diaz, chances that these players miss. Let's skip this match, KP, move on to next. No, we talk about away. We're going to talk about my beloved United too, mate, and they're no better. So, but you know what? There's one thing I'll touch on. I don't know how old everyone is, if they all remember it. Rob, I know, obviously does. I'm pretty sure Reborn probably does. But in 2002, Man United were top, right? I know this is going back 22 years, but they were top. Sir Alex Ferguson announced his retirement. Man United fell off a cliff and then lost the title to Arsenal, I believe. To Arsenal, I reckon. So, yeah, and then I remember a lot of people saying, oh, is that going to happen now with like what's going on with Klopp when he announced this thing? It was all looking rosy, but it's not really rosy now, is it? Like, it's like they've done the same. Like, they've sort of fallen off a cliff now, haven't they? That with the whole Klopp thing, because they're uncertain. They had this stable manager for so long, as United did, you know, that they all love, that they all know. And now you got players sitting there thinking, oh, am I going to be here next year? Am I going to this? Am I going to that? What's happening? You know, who's the manager going to be? I know players shouldn't think about that, but they do. You know, and I think it's affected them. I think if he was going to do it, maybe they should have kept it in-house. Yes, like that as well by Rob. I'll read the chat as well, but maybe kept it in-house, told the hierarchy of the club so they could look for someone, but didn't tell the players or the media, and then, you know, like, just did it. That way, I don't think it would have affected the players' performances and his performances. So, Salah arguing with Klopp too, not good, Reeb says. I recall recommending Liverpool sell Salah last year, Rob says. And yeah, Rob agrees with that. Klopp on the, yeah, read that one. Elliot, Salah, Nunes and Diaz should leave any time. So, Elliot, Salah, Nunes and Diaz. Listen, Diaz has been wasteful, but I think he's a good player. I think if he gets back to the winger that's a provider, not have to worry about him scoring goals and just his goals are bonuses, then he's really good. But yeah, I honestly think we should sell Salah and Nunes. Salah's not interested and Nunes hasn't kept up the consistency. He's just... Listen, me and Rob on here, and I think John too, we've been backing him. Like, even though I'm not a Liverpool fan, backing him, like saying, oh, he gets into goal scoring positions, which is the hard part. And if he does that, eventually he's going to score. But tell you what, he's proven us wrong because he's just not, is he? Diaz and Elliott worth keeping. Yeah, I agree. I think maybe I'd get rid of Salah too because the age. Nunes, listen, it's neither here nor there. I think you either give him one more year, see how it goes, and then, you know, there's still going to be value in him, or you could just bite the bullet and go for a new striker, depending on what... There's a lot of talks that Slot is coming in. What type of player does he like up front? I'm not too sure. Rob may know a bit more about that. Like I know he's a good manager. I've watched him like his teams and that, but don't know a lot about him. And listen, he's highly regarded, but like Eric Ten Hag was that manager 3 years ago, wasn't he? So perhaps Chris Wood can replace Nunes. Low blow. Eventually isn't good enough. He misses sitters and scores hard chances, don't it? Yeah, listen, I'm not saying you keep him as you remember like Origi, he wasn't your number one striker, but you need other strikers. Like I think Nunes is really good off the bench, like can come in and just cause havoc, like score 2 goals off the bench. That's him. But when he starts, he struggles. So the problem then is have you got a manager, like Sir Alex used to do, like Klopp has done, that can make a player be happy, like Pep does, be happy being a bench player, really, just knowing he's part of part of the squad, he's part of the project, but he's not the number one guy. Like, is that something Nunes wants to do? I don't know. Does he want to go back to Portugal and bang goals in like he did for Benfica previously? Does someone else take a shot on him? Oh, listen, I don't know. It's a hard one with him. Listen, his movement and everything's really good. It's just, just that finishing. But listen, in my opinion, I don't know what Reeves thinks. Ivan, Rob as well. I think Liverpool out the race now. It's a 2-horse race. I think I went with 2 titles tonight. I said I'll put Arsenal go top, or I was going to put 2-horse race. And I think it's a 2-horse race now. Listen, like Reborn said, maybe just listen, it's always good to have the points on the board, and Arsenal have those points on the board, but City got that game in hand. Like, anything can happen. Man, Arsenal almost crumbled last night. We'll talk about that, but City's to lose now. Yeah, it's definitely I agree. Listen, they're the ones that can accumulate the most points because of their games in hand, but yeah, we'll look at the fixtures and talk about that. But yeah, I think that is Liverpool done. It's funny, like I said, like how when Man United crumbled when Sir Alex announced his retirement. But like, look at this, like Liverpool, when Klopp announced his leaving Liverpool, were talking quadruples. They're not in anything. Since then they got kicked out of the FA Cup, out of Europa, and they're not in the Premier League race. And they've got what we had last year. They've got the League Cup. That's it. So it's be bitterly disappointing. I mean, like, doesn't bother me like Liverpool, but be very disappointing for the Liverpool fans. They're not going to be happy about that. But not good. On to the next one though. We'll put the Liverpool fans out of their misery. And Xavier's changed his mind. But yeah, true. I saw that, Rob. We'll talk about that in a second. Actually, good point. So I'll just get the results back up. All right, the next game was going on at the same time. I was watching Man U Burnley, so I was only watching highlights of this. But man, Newcastle in some form, and how good is Isak? Alexander Isak, man, he's good. I don't know, he doesn't look overly big in that, but he's strong, he's quick, and he's a good finisher, man. Like, he's really good, eh? I really rate him. He's good. He broke Ibrahimovic's record, which was most goals in the top flight in England for a Swedish striker, which I think Ibrahimovic had 18 and he's on 19 now. But he's only played 26 games, so 19 league goals in 26 starts is, I mean, that's really good. Like, what is that, 0.7 something goals per game or something? Like, that's borderline getting to a goal a game. Like, it's really good. Isaac's movement, yeah, the way he runs in behind, he bends that run, like that bend run he does, and then just goes, and it's like you're not getting him. He just burns, and he does real quick shift movements with his, I know it's hard to describe with my hand, but I say that's his foot facing the ball. He does these real quick like side finishes, like side foot finishes. He just gets his foot quick, and just people are not expecting that finish from that position. It's more like he's got to hit it with the top of his foot or something. He bends his body to just side foot it in like a real cheeky way. I'm trying to read it. All right, guys, 1 second. John is trying to ring in. Let me just pause this. If it goes blank for a second, I'll just get John in. 1 second, all right? 1 second, John. I'll get you in now. Let me just get the video capture. Sorry about this, guys. 1 second. Yes, can you hear me? Can you hear me now? All right, let me just pop it out and then I'll put you in. How are you? Your hair looks like Kramer. It's wild. That's it. I think we're up. Hey, John's up. All right, guys. Let me just put the box up. All right, John called in. All right, guys, just talk, John. See if everyone can hear you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Can everyone hear John, guys? Just let us know.
Can you hear
This
me?
is the
Can you hear
talk
me?
amongst yourself. I'm sure they can. Yeah, I'm sure I can hear you. I can see it working, so they should be able to hear you. But back to it. Listen, we already talked about the Liverpool game quickly while we said you were running a bit late, and we talked about it for almost 20 minutes. All the Liverpool fans are not upset, not happy. I mean, but talking about the the Newcastle game, because I said it was going on during the United game, so I was watching highlights, and the thing I said was, how good is Isak, man? How good is that guy?
Yeah, he did some good finishing, man, and that game had some chances for Sheffield United. I
Yeah,
reckon
man. Yeah,
they sort
they
of
went 1-0 up.
yeah, and they could have went 2 or 3, but I think they ran out of gas in that second half. So
I think
I think
so.
there's a problem with the fitness levels of Sheffield United. I heard by a couple of pundits. So I'm not sure what's up with that, but officially relegated now. I reckon. Is
Yeah,
that the truth?
officially down. Yep, officially relegated. But yeah, you're right. They could have went a few more ahead. But man, I was just saying, like, Isak's movement, Isak, whatever it is, and his finishing, the way he does. I was saying it to the guys, and it's now there's someone else here can actually talk to me about it. He does like these little sneaky finishes. You know, you don't think he's going to side foot it, and somehow he like side foots it in the corner. It's like, and like keepers don't expect it. He's good, man. I like him. I really like him.
He's definitely worth what I think they paid 70 million a few years ago
I
now,
think
or a
so.
couple of years at
Yeah.
least.
Well, we paid 70 for Hoyland.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's proving his worth now for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's good, man. So, I mean, it's not looking good for United. The boys are talking here saying Rob said Bruno Guimaraes is world class behind Isaac as well.
He might be leaving.
Man, I reckon Madrid are going to come in for him. But the thing is, how much money are they going to offer him? Big Dosh? Who knows with all these FFP rules? I don't know. Ivan says Isaac doesn't waste chances. Diaz in the bin, he reckons. Diaz missed so many chances for Liverpool. Ivan's right. Yeah,
What
but
about that? Did you talk about the Mo Salah spit with Klopp?
the boys talked about it. They were saying about it. Reborn was saying it wasn't a good look, and a lot of people predicting he's not going to be there next year. Do you think?
Oh,
The thing
so
is, Klopp's not going to be there, but
I think it'll be a different looking Liverpool next year, and Mo Salah won't be a part of it. I think he's got a ticket already booked for Saudi Arabia and
well,
get that payday.
yeah, I agree. I was saying to the boys, and John's here now, so he can comment on it as well, because we remember it happening together. I was saying when Sir Alex Ferguson retired the first time, United were top, and he announced his retirement,
Mm.
and Man United fell off a cliff, and Arsenal won the title, and then he reneged and obviously went on for another 10 years. When Klopp announced his retirement, Liverpool were going for a quadruple. Since he announced his retirement, out of the FA Cup, out of the Premier League race, out of Europe, like, because what I think he should have done was told the owners, I'm leaving, so they can look for a manager, but not let it known to the public and the players so they don't, it's hard. They don't know what's going on. And players are like, Salah, am I going to be here? Am I going to, it's too much
Yeah,
going on. But I think it hasn't worked in their favour. I think in hindsight, they would think it was a bad decision, but it doesn't bother me.
you make a good point. It could have backfired. I think he may have thought that it could spur him on to
But
get the
I
last
don't think
big
that
one.
ever does. It just,
Yeah, so yeah, you have a fair point.
I even reckon Salah to the Indian Super League. What, not Saudi Arabia? Indian Super League? Nah, he goes Saudi.
I think he's
Because of his
got that
Egyptian
sort
and
of,
that, yeah.
yeah. I think Saudi suits him, but we'll see anyway.
Oh, the moment, long time no see. He says, "Evening, lads. Business end of the year. Eager to hear your thoughts on which managers could be coming and going." We'll talk about that. We just finished talking about your game, man. West Ham, great point against Liverpool, but we'll move on to the next one. Yeah, so Newcastle did get the chocolates 5-1. Sheffield United officially relegated, and then now this can take us to the only part of the show that's more sad than these guys talking about Liverpool. The game that was going on at the same time. 1-1 at Old Trafford. I mean, what do you got to say for me, man? I mean, what's
Obviously, I watched this game, and this game actually cost me a multi. This is the only leg that failed me.
I tell you never to bet on your
I know
team.
you never bet on your team.
Never bet on your team, and that's a golden rule of multis.
I felt like we did everything in our power not to win this game.
Yeah.
We just fluffed our lines. Casemiro's back pass to Onana was just, what was he thinking? I don't even blame Onana in that instance.
No, it wasn't Onana. So he had to go for it. Had to.
What are you doing, Casemiro? There's so many players around you back passing like that.
Yeah, it was bad.
It just wraps up United in a nutshell. This game, just finishing was poor. I think they're starting to call us basketball football. A lot of the people over there, it's just end to end with Man United games. So there's just no control. There's no direction.
Yeah.
Man United just seemed in shambles, really. We're just all over the place. We're so disjointed. So many negatives to say about us. Look, we can't knock off Burnley at home. Pretty much a championship side. I mean, Coventry gave us a good run. And now Burnley, it just wraps it up. Yeah. Look, Man United obviously we're just limping to that finishing line to the end of the season, and who knows who's coming in and out of Man United right now. I mean, no one's safe, I reckon.
Yeah, the thing about United is that the one thing I will say, Reborn said Burnley were unlucky too. Listen, I think both teams were actually unlucky. Like United had 30 shots. Like they just couldn't score. Like played the way that United played, which was open, but they created chances, couldn't put it in the net. But the one thing I will say is a week before that against Coventry, we got a penalty given against us for the exact same thing against Wan-Bissaka that happened with us. And why is that not a penalty to United a week later? I don't get it. Not saying that that's why we don't win the game or anything, but man, Rob mentioned it before. The officiating this year, I reckon, I mean, I don't know if it's because I'm older, what it is one of the worst, is probably the worst I've seen it at. And I think it's solely down to VAR. VAR coming in, like Rob just said, clear penalty. And he's a Man City fan. Like the officiating, I think, is so bad. And I personally think it's solely down to the fact that VAR is in the game. It was never this bad before, man.
It's hard to pinpoint how do they perceive it. Is it the proximity of the ball to the hand? If the ball was kicked and it hits the hand too close and the player doesn't have enough time to move his hand, is the hand close to the body? It's a little bit out.
It's just so dumb, bro.
There's so much non-clarity going on what is a handball, especially in a box. Because if that was outside the penalty box, it probably automatically gets called a free kick.
Yeah.
So look, man, I'm not even mad about it. I think we just honestly think we didn't deserve it the way we have.
No, because if you don't laugh about United, you'll cry. Yeah, that's what it is.
It's just I'm not even mad about it, man. It's just I think I reckon Burnley maybe deserved the point at least. That's how.
Yeah, they probably did. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying they didn't. I'm just. I would be saying that about that decision if it was in any game. I'm just saying just to highlight how bad the officiating is. But oh man, it's next level. The moment says, honestly, the last time I considered United as fearsome is when Ibrahimovic was playing. I don't disagree. And we weren't even that fearsome then. So, and that's from a United fan. We would
become runner-up by about 20 points.
Yeah, we weren't even, but I do get your point. Did everyone see the Notts Forest decision? 3 penalty decisions tonight. Yeah, no, they got shafted, man. And then their owner come out and said something, and Gary Neville said something back to him, and it's terrible, man. It's crazy. But the refereeing's bad. But yeah, I agree. United didn't really deserve anything. I don't. It's hard to know what's happening with United. Like they're putting all their eggs in the basket. Like the moment we're saying about incomings, outgoings. Like they were putting all our eggs into this Ashworth basket. Like they're saying they want to get best in class. Man, is he actually best in class? He worked for Brighton and Newcastle. Like it's not like he's coming from, I don't know, Real Madrid that have won Champions Leagues. I don't like, and we're putting all of our effort into him. Yeah,
It just seems like we were a bit of a boys' club before Ineos, and now Ineos are hiring buddies again.
It's more of a boys' club. It's like the new boys' club.
Man.
You know what it's like? You know the Simpsons episode with the stonecutters, and they're like all there, and then later they're like no homers. That's what it is now. No homers are the Glazers, but they're their own boys' club anyway. It's like it's so shit. But yeah, I agree. Listen, the last thing I'll touch on is like what you said. I don't blame Onana at all, even though I've been critical of him. You know I have. I don't know how a guy, man, Casemiro, that is, it's not just me, he's widely regarded as one of the best defensive midfielders we've seen. The guy's won 5 Champions Leagues. How are you making a mistake like that? Like,
I mean, obviously centre-back's not his natural role. At times,
yeah, but still
interested as well. So, I don't know, man. I think Casemiro might be another one of those players on the out.
I think so.
The transfer window. So I think he's just limping to the line. I think a lot of players just can't wait to finish the season. So
yeah.
I mean, well, I hope it really changes at United, but I think it's going to take time. I think another 2-3 seasons before we have any hope of challenging anything really. So
big time.
It's a long way.
Rob says, I think refs are getting VAR lazy, and I 100% agree with that. He says, one was 5 yards from the incident, clear penalty, didn't call it and overturned it with 1 VAR watch. That was in the Arsenal game. I want to talk, but that was Mark. I hate Michael Oliver. He didn't call it. It was the clearest penalty, and he goes over to the screen, watched it for like 10 seconds, and he goes, yeah, penalty. I'm like, well, you were right there, man. Like, the whole world could see Declan Rice booted him. Yeah, totally agree with Rob. And the moment says, and United have the issue with the stadium as well, which will need to be upgraded. You know what cracks me up about that is Sir Jim has bought in. He's the richest man in England, or in Britain, and he wants to get government funding to help him with a stadium. Mate, you're a billionaire, for fuck's sake. Like, it's not like you need a government grant to do shit. Like, you got more money than the whole country.
I mean, he's clever. He wants to...
I know, but still, like, sure, you got fucking ball. You know what I mean? Like,
he wants it so, obviously people can hold concerts there. It's not just United games, I guess. So that's how he's trying to sell it. So
yeah, no, but they say he's a United fan, right? We're United fans. Okay, we're not from the area and that, but we're diehard fans. That's not Man United, bro. I don't care about concerts and shit there.
He was a Chelsea member before we...
Yeah, exactly. Like, I've still told you what. Until the Glazers are gone, I don't back Ineos anyway, because all he's done is kept the Glazers there anyway. So I don't care. Anyway, the moment says, which all leads to questions about ownership, investment. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, he's right. And Reeves says, and your captain needs to be changed. His attitude stinks, especially when you are losing. Not captain mentality. But I like Bruno. You know what? I actually disagree with everyone. He whinges, he goes on, but some captains are like that, man. Like, I don't know. I just think that's his way of doing it, man. You can't tell me anyone gives more than him. Whether you like him or dislike him, he gives his heart. And that's what you want.
If you watch Man United week in, week out, he's definitely that one player who doesn't stop trying to the 90th minute. I see a lot of them heads drop, except for Bruno, really. And I mean, I get he's a bit of a whinger. I get he's erratic.
Yeah,
but tell me who else you would give the ban to, really. So,
what would you rather? When we had Roy Keane, people said, "Oh, it was bad." Roy Keane would go stomp on someone. Yeah, do you want that, or do you want Bruno that's like this? Which way do you want it?
You need someone with a character. You don't want a shy guy, really. So,
exactly. Like Rooney was captain, and he played football on the edge. Like, I don't know, but listen, it's.
But I understand where people come from, but
Listen, it's where our club is at. I think we said this 3-4 years ago. David De Gea at the time, obviously, is not at the club. He was captain, and he came out in the media and he bagged the team after a loss. He goes, "We were disgraceful today," and the Glazers made Ed Woodward strip him of the captaincy. So it shows where our club's at.
Yeah.
They don't like people speaking out. They don't like your Roy Keanes, your Brian Robsons, people that talk. They want to fucking control everything, which I hate, but we'll get on to the next one. Man United, terrible result, and I think you can tell me and John both agree on that, which takes us to the next one, which I believe was going on at the same time as well. So I was just watching goals. Was Fulham 1, Crystal Palace 1, London Derby, but went both ways. So I didn't watch all. I just saw goals really because it was on the goal rush.
Yeah, Crystal Palace have been decent form since Roy's left, and yeah, they've played some good football. They've got some good players. Palace with Eze and stuff. I don't think Eze played this match, but
nah, he was on it. But him and Elise, man.
But did you see? Was it the Palace goal in this game? It was a rocket, man.
Yeah, but did you see the one he scored? That was it. But did you see the one Eze scored? The fixtures before that scissor kick he did in the box.
No.
Oh, dude, it went up in the air and he was in like near the penalty spot and he just did this bicycle kick. Like, it was like, where did he put? Like, it was wicked goal, man. Elise and Eze won't be at Palace next year. Way too good, Reeb says that. I don't know. Did it? Listen, I agree. The goal was good that John's talking about. Did anyone see the one the week before as well when he did that scissor kick? Like,
I have to go rewatch that one. But yeah,
dude, he pulled this scissor kick out of nowhere. You're like, what's he doing? Like, it was like a ninja. Like, just.
But I think it was Sherlock who scored the goal for Palace.
Yeah, Jeffrey Schlupp. Yeah, it was a cracker.
A rocket. It was a rocket. But yeah, I didn't watch it. Just like you, I watched the goals.
Yeah.
Probably two teams that are evenly matched, I'd say. Fulham are decent at home and Palace are in good form. So, yeah. All there.
Yeah, I think since that new bloke took over from Hodgson, Palace have actually been pretty good. I don't know much about, to be honest. I think he's Austrian, I think. But he's done good as manager. So, you'd think he'd take that on to next year. Yeah, I agree.
To play for, so.
Yeah, that's it. So, but that takes us on to the last one of the day. Listen, I didn't watch it because it was like, I think 3 a.m. John might have caught it because I think he was on night shift. Wolves beat Luton, which I'm upset every time Luton lose, man. But Wolves, again, like we said, they're proving everyone wrong, aren't they? They're doing more. They got another win, 2-1. I know it's Luton, but Luton actually, I know they're down there, but they're no easy beats. I don't think they're easy beats.
No, so Luton obviously still have a chance to survive with Nottingham Forest, the team in danger. So it's going to be interesting last few games between the bottom 4. I think Nottingham Forest is the only team that can be relegated that's not in the 3
Yeah, I think so.
Even Burnley can survive. So that's huge.
Well, Everton have gone on a thick, like, killer winning run all of a sudden. Like,
I think they've only lost 1 in 8 games. Burnley.
Yeah, like they're ripping it.
Back to Luton. Yeah, look, I'm hoping for him. I'm rooting for Luton
to stay up. I want Luton to stay up, mate.
I love for him to stay up, but we'll see. Wolves, nothing to play for here, but, you can't just lay over in the Premier League and, ruin the fun. So Wolves did the right thing. They played their hardest and Luton just weren't good enough.
Yeah. Well, Reborn is our ITK because he is in England and he says Forest and Everton possible more points deductions. He heard that this weekend. Listen, wow, I don't know how. Like, I don't know what's. Apparently, they. I heard that they like applied against it and won, but they were going back in for it. Yeah. So listen, I don't know, man. All this point, shut up, fucks. They should decide this shit before season's end. I think they shouldn't have deducted them anything now. They should deduct them for points next year. Like, don't do it now while they're.
I mean, look, Everton's already been deducted. You know what I mean?
I know, it's like, fuck, man. Take them. Take 6 points off them for next year.
How can you deduct them at the end of the year? That's a bit full on.
I know, that's what I mean. Like, just.
Okay, by the way, you deducted 10 points and you're.
I know, it's 35 games in. Imagine they survive, right? And then they go, oh, we're deducting you 10 points. You're actually relegated. Oh, yeah, man.
You're relegated.
Yeah, it'd be like court cases and shit, but I don't know.
I'll be an uproar for sure.
Yeah. Jeez. And then either moment says, what about City? You know what? I don't even believe in these charges for City anymore, ETM. Like, does anyone believe them? Tell me.
I think the difference between Everton and Nottingham Forest and Man City are billionaires.
Yeah.
They're You know what I mean?
You,
There's so much money getting handed around. They're going to pay their way out of it.
you know what one of the differences is as well is Nottingham Forest and Everton have admitted guilt. They went to the PGM or whatever it is and admitted, listen, we did something wrong. Man City are denying it. They're saying, no, we've done nothing wrong. So then if they actually get found guilty, they should be put in Conference League. Not that I'm saying I want to see that, but the fact that they're denying it, it's like a murder. When you deny it and get found guilty, you get, you get put in longer, don't you? Because you're...
Normally when you do guilty, you
get a guilty plea. That's right. And that's what Nottingham Forest and Everton said. We went to them because we thought we'll get a lesser penalty if we admitted guilt. But listen, I know. And Rob says from a financial standpoint, it shouldn't take that long. And he's a City fan. So, I don't know. Ivan says, I've missed Watford in the EPL for so long. Watford ain't coming anywhere. Unless they got me at the helm in Football Manager, they ain't coming back.
No, that's KP's team in Football Manager. I'm Southampton. Is Watford. So.
Hopefully Southampton don't go up so we can still be Watford.
I know.
Anyway, but yeah, listen, that was the last one of that week, that night. We'll go to the next ones. We'll start with the North London derby. I watched this. Arsenal were 3-0 up. Ended up being a little bit squeaky bum time in the end, 3-2, but eventually they got it and they're top. Man, they almost threw it away. I don't know if Tottenham just decided to play in the last 10 minutes, what it was, but Arsenal were pummeling them. I was like, man, they're killing them. And then, I don't know. They're just...
must win for Arsenal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They have to win all their games, really, and that's including another away trip to Old Trafford coming up.
That's going to be hard.
I don't know. I think it will be hard.
I think it will too. Yeah, I agree.
Even though United are crap, I think United will try their hardest. And
it will. It will be.
Even though I'm on Team Arsenal to win this, because we need a change of a winner up there. But yeah, look, it's in Man City's hands right now. They just have to win all their games. Arsenal can only hope, for the footy gods now.
Yeah.
But look, Arsenal have been the most attacking team this year. The most entertaining team. They've been up the top there for a long while, so it's going to be hard on them not to win this Premier League. So
yeah.
Look, I don't know. I didn't watch this game, but obviously looked like an exciting game. I saw the goals. Saka, I think, did a nice finish. But yeah, like you said,
he got in behind.
At the end there, 3-2.
Reborn says, did I see Leicester have come straight back up? Rob says, yes, they have. Either moment says, what's with Spurs? Not good enough for long enough. Squad a bit overrated. I don't actually think their squad's overrated. I think Ange is actually doing pretty good with that squad, man. I don't think they're that good, eh? Like, they don't really have a striker. They don't really have a left back. Yeah.
He's only got a plan A.
No, but I don't even think it's that. I actually think he's doing better than Conte and Mourinho did with the same team without Harry Kane. So he's doing...
the
squad's not that good. It's not that good.
People forget they lost their best striker. So,
yeah.
And he's managed to make Tottenham still an attacking threat. So
exactly.
They need to tighten it up defensively, and you never know, they could improve again. So
yeah, I like Van de Ven and Romero. Listen, I don't like Romero, but he's not bad. He's a World Cup winning defender, so he's going to be doing something right. They're playing Ben Davies at left back, who isn't good enough, I don't think. That Porro right back, there's a bit of hype about him. He's not that good. Then their midfield, man, they got Højbjerg. I don't even know who was playing with him, and then Maddison, I think he's overrated as fuck, eh?
He goes in and out of games a lot, doesn't he? He really goes missing. He does.
The other day, he punches someone, and then last night, the Arsenal player runs past him and bumps him, and he went down like he'd been shot by a sniper. I'm like, man.
I remember at the start of the season, Maddison was doing really well, and it just disappeared.
Yeah, that's why I think he's overrated. Him. Son is good. Listen, Son's class.
He's no Odegaard, is he? So, yeah.
Nah, but then, other than Son, Richarlison's okay. He's serviceable player.
Yeah.
Johnson's serviceable player. Werner's, was shown he's not that crash hot. So they're not that good, man. Yeah.
I completely forgot he's even there.
Exactly. So, Ange asked for a very taxing game on his players, just asking if they can do it like he wants. If not, they might need to change the approach. Yeah, I know. Yeah, either moment knows he's a big supported Ange a long time. That's what he's like. Most managers are like that though, man. Look at Pep. He doesn't have a plan B.
Ange had so much criticism getting this job, but he's obviously done enough to keep his job, and Tottenham seem happy with him. So,
mate, they had ex-Champions League winning coaches that didn't do as good as him. So,
yeah, I mean, look, did Poch get the sack?
Poch got the sack from where? What now?
Yeah,
from Chelsea.
Did he get sacked?
What, today?
No, I thought he got sacked a few days ago.
Oh, I didn't see nothing. Don't know.
Anyway,
I hope so, but
can anyone confirm that Pochettino got the sack?
Did he?
I don't know. I reckon I read he got the sack, but
let's have a look. That'd be hilarious if he did.
It come up on Twitter, so I don't trust.
Oh no, probably not. I didn't see it.
And I'm like, wait, Kerry didn't say anything to me or anything.
Nah, he didn't. I don't think he did. He was just having a go at VAR. He goes, VAR's damaging football. I saw him say that, but I don't know. We'll just say he did it. Can't trust X yet. Wild card rumor, either one says. Ange has said plan B is to do plan A better. There you go. Listen, Kane will win the UCL, Reeves, I hope. Ivan says, you reckon Bayern will win the UCL? I don't know about that. Hope Madrid win it again, eh? You know what? Even though they've won it, I don't even mind if PSG win it, to be honest. I don't care.
Yeah, they haven't won it yet, have they?
Nah, they made a final.
Yeah, they haven't won it yet.
But haven't won it now. They made a final. I wouldn't mind if they win it. It doesn't really bother me. But on to the next one. We'll talk about that. This is the game of the mythical sacking. Aston Villa 2, Chelsea 2. And Pochettino did say VAR is damaging the game, but listen, I only watched the highlights, so I didn't see what he was actually talking about. But I reckon Aston Villa will be actually a little bit upset they didn't get the win against Chelsea, like at Villa Park.
They were 2-0 up, was that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, Chelsea got battered against Arsenal, but before that, they were playing pretty good. Yeah, so I don't know, who scored for Chelsea? Did Palmer score another one? Or?
Nah, Madueke and Gallagher. Gallagher scored in the 81st minute.
Did anyone see that a couple of weeks ago when Cole Palmer and that complained? Did we talk about this when they were fighting over that penalty?
Yeah, we didn't do a show because it was like the only Premier League game. It was all FA Cup.
Oh, that was so embarrassing to watch.
I know, man. But I loved it. Pochettino went after, right? And they asked him, so they know Cole Palmer will take the next penalty. And he said straight out, he goes, no. He goes, they knew he's meant to take this penalty as well. He goes, they just didn't listen. So what's that saying about your squad?
So I want to ask you, as a player, he's already scored a hat-trick. Do you give him the fourth of a penalty?
What, am I the striker that's a designated penalty taker?
Well, look,
I'll tell you once, I've given one penalty up. Can I tell you when it was? When? In my career. Last year, you remember Big Adrian? He was retiring.
Yeah.
And I'd already scored on the last day of the season, and I got a penalty, and I gave it to Adrian because he was my strike partner. He was retiring. I said, here, man, so he could get a goal. But other than that,
Chelsea were 5-0 up. He's already scored his hat trick, and there's a penalty.
I'll take it.
You don't share it.
Yeah. Especially not if the coach has designated me as it. Not. I wouldn't bother me actually to say, oh, here, have it. But if he came over and took it and was expecting it, I'd be pissed off. But if I grabbed it and said, if I had the ball and said, oh, here, John, you can have the penalty, I don't think that's bad. But the fact that other player was trying to take it is the thing that I think looks bad. If Cole Palmer got the ball and just said, here, have it, that's fine.
I can sort of see both sides, but you don't act like that in front of everyone. So
you know what I mean?
You go back in the change room and go, hey, mate, what's the deal? You already scored 3, give us a crack. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you don't, So anyway, back to the game. I didn't see it. Villa secure top 4, obviously.
Yeah.
And Chelsea are trying to hunt down a Europa spot or a Conference League spot. But
I don't know.
Chelsea
just keep telling me that. Chelsea just keep telling me that Palmer is cold. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Oh, he does the whole celebration. But
settle down. He scored 12 penalties and he's a champion.
I don't even know what the European.
We don't know. We won't know till the season's over.
So we don't know all the cups.
Because if City beat us in the FA Cup, it'll change. If we win the FA Cup, it'll change.
Yeah, it's all too complicated.
If Man City can't now. No, can any English team win a European trophy? I don't think they can. Just Villa can only win the conference. So it's so weird now. I don't know how it's working. Ivan says, KP, ask J. Crom if he saw Camavinga to the Gunners rumours. Oh my God. I hope they don't get him.
No, I did not, but that would be a big coup for Arsenal if they could pull
I
that
want them
off.
to get him. I'll be spewing if they get him.
I mean, yeah, he's a class player, and put him next to Declan Rice. I
don't want to hear about it.
Yeah, man, that's a good
Rob
team.
says Jackson, geez, Poch complained about last minute disallowed goals, but it was a clear push in the Villa. Listen, I think the officiating's terrible all round, and obviously managers are going to back their teams. It's it's glass half, but it's just I don't know.
But where do we go? People were complaining so much when VAR wasn't around, and now we're just complaining when VAR's here.
I know, but we're complaining more.
It does seem we are complaining more. So
because before there was nothing to complain about. It was like you just had to accept it and get on with it.
I feel like they even stuff up the offsides.
The offside's terrible.
I think the one against Coventry.
Oh, they got shafted. Coventry against United.
I'm a United fan, and I would be spewing if I was Coventry.
Mate, if I was a striker that got that goal got disallowed against me, what does it need to be, man? Now I agree.
So I don't know. I've got no answers about VAR, and I agree it's been terrible, and the referee's been terrible. I don't know where they go. I think does it get left to AI down the track? Do we have no refs?
Who knows, man? Who knows?
So,
the moment says, how gracious of you, KP. Are you saying gracious because I gave Adrian the penalty, or gracious because I wouldn't give anyone else the penalty? I don't know. Rob says, Johnny, every final league position attracts prize money. Yeah,
true. I mean, there is quite a bit of money at stake. And, I mean, look, every team, every manager wants to finish as high as they can. Just seems like we took go back to Man United. I feel like we're just limping over the line, and there's a lot of teams with a bit more momentum than us coming behind us. So i.e., Chelsea and Newcastle.
Ivan, that's terrible, man. Ivan says City, FA Cup, and EPL. End of story. Listen, man, United are bad. Me and John are United fans, and we're bad. But you can never count a team off in a 2-horse race. I don't care who it is.
Look.
You can't.
I'm saying 80% City, 20%
City they're favourites.
20% chance United. There is a chance, obviously.
Of course there is.
Obviously, City are the heavy favourites.
They got to be. But it's like in a horse race, man. Like Maccabi Diva run and break its leg. Like anything can happen. Like it's a 2-horse race.
100%.
Real Madrid,
one-off game. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Real Madrid offering Camavinga a new contract, apparently. Arsenal will have to pay a fortune. Reeves says, I don't think he's going anywhere, man.
No, they really give up talent like that until they're like older age. So rare. It's very rare.
The moment says, I was at the Melbourne City versus Western game. 2 disallowed Western goals by a millimetre. It's cruel game sometimes. Yeah. Just saying, Ivan says about that. Oh, that's terrible, Ivan. I'm sorry, man. Damn says Spurs are Hess. Just in with Spurs are Hess.
Loves giving it to Chris. Chris not even here, man.
He just comes in, he goes, Spurs Cass. That's it. Spurs Cass. Wigan beat City in the 2011 FA Cup final, Rob says. Exactly, that's true. Remember, no one thought that was going to happen, and Wigan, they got relegated and won the FA Cup final. So, that's a good point. So, but anyway, takes us on to the next one. Talked about this a bit earlier because they lost 4-0 to City. Bournemouth 3, Brighton 0. I watched the goals and we talked about it a bit. I just think De Zerbi's been found out. I said I don't like the fact that he changes his goalkeeper every 2 games. I think that's stupidity, really. I don't know where he's come up with that theory. He's definitely only got a plan A and it's not working. At least Ange's plan A is somewhat working because he's 5th. Brighton's, they talking about this guy like he was Sir Alex Ferguson last year. And now no one's saying a word about him.
His stock has definitely dropped. But look, I'm giving a lot of credit to Bournemouth. I think they were very...
they're good, man. Their manager's good.
Solanke has scored, I think, 18 goals or so many goals this year. That's huge for a Bournemouth player. So, look, man, all credit to Bournemouth. They knocked off United. They've knocked off some big teams, and obviously they smashed Brighton this week.
No,
They're
they're good,
very
man.
home and dry, close to the top 10, aren't they? They
Yeah, I
should
think
be.
so. That Iriola's a good manager, man. And like you said, Solanke's in good form. Clivert, Justin Clivert, like Patrick's son, is ripping it. He scored an arse goal again. I think he scored 4 games in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, look, great credit. Yeah, look, as you said, deserving. His stock has dropped. I don't think there'll be some big clubs chasing him down. I think
Not like
maybe United
before.
might be stupid enough, but
He'll like
uh,
he'll get a double his pay raise and go to Old
definitely
Trafford
can't
just out
see
of
him
nowhere.
going to Liverpool or anything like that. So he should be staying put. It's probably done enough to keep the Brighton job for another
Yeah, I
year.
think so. Yeah.
And yeah, look, good on Bournemouth. They've really proved a lot of people wrong. A lot of people reckon there'll be a bit of a scrap down there for relegation this year. But, they were home dry a long time ago. So Solanke had a great year, and they're playing some good football.
Yeah, yeah. Listen, I don't mind Bournemouth. Rob says Cliver is a greedy fuck. Drop him for 6 months. You know the thing is, I know we watch it and we always think like we're thinking about Anthony, like Diaz, these players, these wingers, Rashford, and we're like, fuck man, they're greedy, like Foden not passing. But obviously the managers are giving them these instructions, otherwise would they be playing? Maybe the managers are telling them, I want you to cut in, and I don't know. I'm not saying that's factual, but surely if they're not doing what their manager wants, like, I don't know. I don't know. Just
They would be dropped if they keep repetitively
yeah,
doing
or
it
you'd
against
think
the
so
manager.
anyway. But Ivan says, KP, when will your passion fruit behind you bear fruit? Soon, my friend, soon. That's the word. Bournemouth punching above their weight. Kinda got a soft spot for them. At the moment, says he's agreeing with you that they're. Listen, that Iriola's a good manager, man. Yeah, that
He's done well.
Solanke though, man. Solanke, I remember when he won I think it was the under-17 World Cup. I think with England, he won the Golden Ball. He was player of the tournament. We knew nothing about him then. He was at Liverpool at the time, and he was meant to be a champion. So maybe he's just fulfilling some of his potential now. I think he's only 25. Like that's a good return, man, for Bournemouth. So
Yeah.
But yeah, please watch Bayern Munich's first goal to demonstrate what I mean. Rob says.
We'll have to
What's that to do in regards to what? Cliver, he plays for Bournemouth.
look it up.
I have to watch it. All right. On to the next one. We talked about that. Everton, after beating Liverpool in the Merseyside derby, sorry guys, had to bring that up, 2-0, they win 1-0 against Brentford, which is not, they've hit some form and obviously they're safe even after having a 8-point deduction, whatever it is now. Sean Dyche got him playing. He's got him doing something.
He's done the job. You know what I mean? They had the points deduction. They're safe now. I think they can't go down unless they do get reducted points at the end of the season, which would be very harsh.
Oh, that'd be terrible.
I was listening to this on the radio while I was driving around at work, and the commentators on Talk Sports were saying Brentford was just playing awful. It should have been more goals for Everton. So
yeah.
Brentford has definitely dropped off this year. It looks like they can probably lose Tony at the end of the season. They've just done enough to stay up this year, Brentford. Definitely not what they were last season. And, yeah, good job. You've got to say from Everton for staying up, with that handicap. So. And, like Sean Dyche, he's a solid man. I wouldn't call him a great manager. I'd call him a solid manager.
No, he's good. He's good, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so I can't see him getting the top 4 teams and stuff like that.
No, probably not.
Look, he's a decent manager and he's done a good job. And, look, he deserves another year with Everton for sure.
Yeah. Do you like listening to soccer on the radio?
Don't mind it. So
I'm the same. I like it.
Most sports on radio. So, the Talk Sports guys were actually very animated. They really paint the picture on there. So, it plays on the AM radio 1695.
Yeah, you can listen to the Talk Sports through YouTube as well, I think as well.
So it's pretty cool. So
I actually I prefer most of the time listening to AFL on the radio than like watching it.
because sometimes when you're watching it, they sort of go on a tangent of just a story, not even talking about the football. But when it comes to the radio, they're really calling it out.
Because they've got to commentate. They actually have to commentate. Yeah, I agree. No, I agree.
Yeah.
Ivan, we don't sell players for less than 50 million, Rob says. Radio, really? Listen, I'm talking about AFL in particular because we get that more on the radio. Because Ivan is saying it, sorry. I've sometimes put the radio on and watch it on the TV because I prefer the commentary on the radio than the TV. Like John said, they just get, I don't know. Whatever. But yeah, Rob says, great effort from Dash and Everton. And then Ivan says, Rob is out. That's outrageous about players. But yeah, takes us to the final one, which, I don't think anyone thought it would be different. Man City 2, Nottingham Forest 0. Yeah, it's...
I just hate talking about Man City. They won again. I don't know.
They're not going to win a treble, though. They are not going to win a treble.
Was there controversy in this game? People saying there was controversy. Is that right? No.
I was watching. Their first goal was... Yeah, their first goal was a header from a corner. Second goal was Haaland, just did the defender. I didn't see nothing else. It was Reborn has put the Z's.
I think Arsenal's only hope is Man City against Tottenham away. I think that's the only game they've got that's pretty hard. Yeah.
Oh, the fixtures, man. I'm going to bring them up now. Some weird ones. We'll talk about them quickly. Dam says, I hate listening to Derm during games. Yeah, listen, I don't like Brian Taylor, like things like the TV ones. Even Brayshaw, I just don't like them. I don't know what it is.
They just stop commentating. They talk about some crappy story. And
they're going on, they just scream. They're just talking about shit that I don't even know what they're talking, like you said, but commentators on the radio have to commentate.
On the radio. The better commentators are on the radio, 100%.
That's right.
You could sort of mute the TV and have the radio going.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, yeah. So Rob says, Ivan, Man U paid 50 million for Maguire. Enough said. 50 million, did we?
No, we paid 50.
We paid 80 million.
I wish we only paid 50, bro.
Rob, you almost got me excited.
Let's just pretend.
Man City won today. Makes me tired and yawn. Great to hear before bed.
I love how everyone agrees with me that they just puts you to sleep, Man City.
Listen, it's... But in saying that, that's the round. City have got a game in hand. They're 2 points behind Arsenal. So, people always say you prefer to have the points on the board. Arsenal have got that.
Point. I think it's 1 point.
Is it one? Is it one? Maybe one, yeah. 1 or 2, whatever it is. But they're on top. So, listen, we'll look at the fixtures quickly. We'll give a few little...
Arsenal got goal difference up their sleeve. So
they do.
If City draw a game, then it's on. So
that's right. So if say it comes down to Old Trafford and it's equal points, do the United boys lay over for Arsenal or what? They don't want to see.
I don't think they do, man.
I don't think they do. I wouldn't either. I agree. I don't think they would either.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Arsenal were way better than us anyway, but you never know, man, at Old Trafford, you know what I mean? More likely Arsenal win that game, but...
I agree.
I don't know, man.
At the moment says, Martin Tyler does it with class. Always enjoy him. I agree. I think he's the best commentator ever. Martin Tyler. He is the best. He's the king, mate. He is.
100%.
No bias. He's just the king. He is great,
I agree. He is great.
But yeah, let's look at the fixtures and we'll give a few predictions and then we'll be on our way. So it all starts off on Friday, this is a big one, for them. It's their derby with each other. Chelsea at home to Spurs. What are we doing there, man? Who's going to win?
I'm going 3-3.
3-3.
3-3 draw. I think there's goals in this game. There's a lot of goals.
Well, last time they played, that's when Spurs went down to 9 men, wasn't it? And they got spanked.
And they still attacked.
Yeah, they still attacked. So listen, John could be on something. GT says, what are you guys talking about? I only listen to HFD footy commentary. There you go.
That's the way.
What a legend. All right. Yeah, I reckon I'm going to go Tottenham, man. I think there's going to be goals, but I reckon 3-2. I'm going to go Tottenham. Luton, Everton at Kenilworth Road. So Luton's home ground.
I think I think Luton win, man. Everton, they're at the beach now. They're celebrating.
safe.
They're going to win the Premier League, and Luton going to fight tooth and nail. And Luton 1-0. Luton 1-0.
Luton won the league. You know what? Everyone's agreeing with you, man. Ivan says Chelsea, Tottenham 4-all. Rob says I agree with John 3-all.
Nice.
There you go. So people are going. They're liking the big scores and going with you.
Seems like a goal fest, that game.
Yeah. King of the North commentary is the best. Dave says, come on, Luton. Reborn says, Leverkusen could be the team of the year, Rob. Could win Europa and Bundesliga. Listen, if they win the whole thing undefeated, not losing a game anywhere. I know we get all the notoriety, like England get it because the Premier League is big. They've never won a title, Leverkusen. So this is as big as Leicester. This is huge. And to go undefeated is bigger than Leicester's achievement, really.
Problem with Xabi now, he's obviously going to fall a bit now. He can't.
He has to. What are you doing? Oh, listen, like Ranieri did. He won it with Leicester, and then he fell a bit, didn't he? But man, what an achievement to have on your. Yeah, I agree. Huge game. Rob says Luton 1-0.
Just retire from football after this.
Yeah, just quit. Like Zidane did. He won 3 Champions Leagues in a row. I don't need to manage anymore.
It's like that Seinfeld episode, you leave on a high note, you just say your joke, I'm out.
All right, I'm out. That's the best. Rob agrees with John. He says Luton 1-0. Ivan says Everton 3-2. You know what? I'm actually with John. I think Everton might be on the beach. Luton. I'm going Luton. Yeah, 1-2-0. Yep. Arsenal, Bournemouth. The Arsenal win to stay at the top. I think they do.
Yeah, I think even though Bournemouth are playing good football, Arsenal too strong at home as well.
And then we got Brentford, Fulham. Brentford's home game.
I'm going to go Fulham, man. I think Brentford are at the beach as well, and they've really declined. And
I agree. I reckon.
Right.
Yeah, I reckon Fulham 2-0. I'm going to say 2-0. Burnley. Now they've got a chance to survive, but man, they've got a hard game. Newcastle are in form, scoring goals. Is that Turf Moor? Burnley, Newcastle.
Both teams have things to play for here, so boy, I'm going to go Newcastle because even though Burnley snagged a draw against United, I think Newcastle are better than Man U right now. Yeah,
I want Burnley to win because Newcastle are obviously hot on United's but I think Newcastle will win, and I think they win. Reborn says Newcastle 3-0. Rob reckons 2-2. Fulham got no injuries but can't perform well. Hess, Ivan says. I love everything. Hess is just in. Yes.
I love it. Yes,
I've never seen that emoji. That's Riot. The moment says, the one with Dan with the little eyes, the Mario one. That's the best. All right. The last game of that night is Sheffield United, already relegated against Nottingham Forest. I mean, Nottingham Forest, if they don't go and win, they'll be spewing, won't they? Because Sheffield United got nothing to play for. Man, but they'll probably come up and win now.
I know it's big pride. This is a pride match for Sheffield United. They've just been relegated. I honestly think they're going to beat Forest. I reckon they're going to show up this game and show their fans a win, at least another Premier League win before they go down. And I think it's going to be misery for Forest. I don't go 2-0 Sheffield United. I'm sorry. Yeah.
There you go. Now, I don't know. How does it work now? Do Sheffield United, I think, is this the way it is now? Do they go into the playoffs now?
What playoffs?
Like in the championship playoff? Is that like the new rule?
What do you mean?
Because they're the bottom team? Does anyone know if that's correct? I heard someone saying something about the bottom team. They might go into the playoff of the champion. So the 2 teams get promoted. And then who are the next teams in the league? Is that how it's happening?
So Sheffield United have a chance to stay up? Is that right?
They were talking about that last year, but I don't know if they've. Germany do that, Rob says, that playoff thing. But is that I know they were talking about that coming in England. Has that come in? So they do it in Germany. Ivan says yes. Yes, KP, he said.
So what happens?
They go into the playoffs against whoever it is, Southampton, who's 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and 6th. Southampton, Leeds, whoever it is, I don't know, Ipswich. So they join the playoff to become that 6th, 3rd team or whatever it is.
Well, there's 4 teams that are in the playoffs.
So 2 already promoted. Who gets promoted? So Leicester and...
This is like bizarro world for me. I've never heard
but I believe that they were talking about it. And Ivan is saying, I don't know if he's saying it to troll me, They'll do playoff at championship and face the 2 bottom teams, Ivan is saying. See, I remember they were talking about it last year.
I have to look that up, man. I've never heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah, because it hasn't happened, I think, because
Yeah.
Germany do it. And they did it last year, Ivan is saying. When? I don't remember them doing it last year.
There is a playoff system in the championship, but it's the top 2 get automatically promoted.
Yeah, I know that. But apparently, because in Germany, the bottom team from the Bundesliga goes into the playoff. So they got a chance to survive. And apparently they were going to bring that in to England. And Ivan is saying, yeah, they have. But I don't know if it's 100% true.
No, I think both of you might be off your rocket, but...
It could be. Could 100% be. Let me read what it says here.
Well, how is that fair for the 18th team that was not the third best out of the lot?
Yeah, I don't
know. The worst team has the chance to stay up.
It's not fair, but listen. Chris is in the chat. He says hello, and Dam says Spurs yes. GT says Spurs yes. Everyone just hates Spurs.
I love it. Spurs are yes.
Spurs are yes.
But
can't find it, man.
Man United are more yes. So.
We're way more yes. Can't find any championship shit, man, to read about it. But anyway, we'll find out if that's true or not. I'll post it in the Discord. But next one, Man City at home to Wolves. Can Wolves do something? Can Wolves beat City? Why? They beat them twice last year or the year before when Traore was playing.
We've got to hope for Man City to get a red card here and Wolves snag a draw. I won't be watching it, but I'll just be looking out for the result. And
listen, Ivan reckons he's not off his rocket. They're all laughing at you off your rocket. He says they've done it. I saw it. That's happening.
It was definitely the bottom 3 last year. Definitely, who finished bottom last year? Was it Leicester? No.
Southampton.
Southampton were the bottom team last year.
Were they dead bottom? They were
dead bottom, and they did not enter a playoff. No way did they enter a playoff.
Let's have a look.
Because you got to remember Luton. I remember Luton's playoff because I was watching Luton's playoff.
Yeah, I remember that.
No way Southampton was involved in a playoff last year, unless there's like a Mandela effect, and I'm just completely lost my mind.
100% Mandela effect. Premier League. Let me read the.
When Southampton got relegated, they got relegated. They didn't get a second chance.
Their last game in the Premier League was against Leicester. Yeah, they didn't. Were they the bottom team last year?
He got Southampton, Leicester, and Leeds. I think they were. I think Southampton were bottom. Leeds, because Leeds went definitely bottom, and neither were Leicester. It was Southampton, yeah. No, 100% they weren't no playoff. No way. Because Luton beat...
I just checked. Southampton didn't play in anything. I checked their fixtures.
No.
Bottom 3 will go down in Germany. 18th goes into playoff to survive. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying I know that's how it is. But I thought they were saying they want to bring the Germany thing into England, but time will tell. I don't think they have.
More sense, because it doesn't make sense for the 20th to get a second chance. They're the worst of the worst. We were like the 18th.
Yeah, so maybe it's who finished 18th then.
No, but even that, I think it was Leeds, and they didn't enter the playoffs. Luton beat who they beat in the playoffs.
Did Leicester go below Leeds?
I think it was that, but either one of them didn't play in no playoff last year.
No, they played Tottenham last. No,
it's definitely not raw. They would have said it by now in the Premier League system.
I haven't heard them say nothing though.
Yeah, so whoever's in the bottom 3 this year, they're going down. There's no second chance. 100%.
Those bottom 2 automatically relegated. The other 2 will go for playoff. Ivan is saying he's adamant.
Is Ivan talking about Germany only? This is the Premier League show, Ivan.
I don't know.
You're confusing us, bro.
I don't know, man. He's confused me.
Rob, shed some light on this, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
Where's the dragon?
Yeah, I don't know. Listen. Anyway, end of the day, Leeds is getting promoted, Dam said.
No, they're not. Leicester's the only guaranteed
Leeds are equal points with Ipswich. I tell you,
but
they've played a game more. And they got 7 goals more goal difference, but they've played a game more. But Ipswich could win tonight and go above them. So Leeds may not be coming up.
And Leeds are in poor form. If you are not following it, they're in poor form.
Yeah.
They just got pumped 4-0 by QPR, and they were in relegation battle.
So I got my money on Ipswich to take that spot, the automatic one. Leeds might go up in the playoff. I don't know.
We hate Leeds, so yeah.
Yeah, fuck, I don't want Leeds to come on. But anyway, let's finish the predictions. What did we say there? We said the Wolves are Brighton at home to Aston Villa.
I've got to go Villa.
Got to go Villa. I mean, I know they've... Yeah, you got to go Villa.
Brighton,
I'm going to say Villa. I'm going to say Villa 2-0. I reckon. How can they do Brighton?
Yeah, I think so. Deserves yes.
Yeah, deserves yes. Ivan says, I'm talking nonsense here now, KP. Don't mind me. He was so adamant, and then he's like, yeah, it's all right. I'm done.
It was Germany that does
it. Yeah. Love the chaos energy, Ivan. I love it. You know what, Ivan? That's the best, because you know what? You were wrong, and you just took it. You're like, yeah, whatever. I like it. See you later. All right. Chelsea, again, have got to play after playing Friday. They're playing Sunday. So 2 games in 2 days at home to West Ham. So they've got 2 London derbies in like 2 days.
I mean, both teams are just so inconsistent. I don't know what's going on.
I know they're having to play 2 games, man. I reckon West Ham might do on that Stamford Bridge.
West Ham have done some big upsets at Stamford Bridge. Is that still going?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've done some big upsets. I'm going to go West Ham.
I'm going West Ham too.
My uncle's a Hammer, so come on the Hammer.
Yeah, I'm going West Ham too. And then that would stick us. I'll keep the thing up, so I got rid of it there. Liverpool at home to Spurs. I mean, I think Liverpool are done.
I'm going Spurs. I think Liverpool
I'm going to go Spurs.
Off the rails. So
yeah.
Go Ange. Go Ange.
Everyone's back. Everyone's agreeing with us, man. Everyone's backing West Ham. Then that takes us to the last game, which is Tuesday, 7th of May. Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park versus Man United.
I've got no confidence to say Man United.
Tam says Liverpool 4-1. Ivan says Liverpool 16-0.
I'm going to go Man United just because I'm a Man United fan, but if I would never put money on this game, I would never be confident.
Well, I tell you, never back your team. You never listen to me. You never back your team anyway. But yeah, listen, I'm going Man United 4-0.
Burnley at home. What can I do?
Yeah. You know me, Man United 4-0.
I should do better.
I got to do it. They're going to get it right one time. Man United 4-0. Absolutely. But that takes us to the end. Palace, Man United. Rob's backing Palace, saying Man United got an eye on the FA Cup from here. Listen, the only solace I think United can hold is Shaw is back in training, Martinez back in training, Varane. Listen, I think them 3 playing, regardless if they haven't played, I think them 3 playing is our best chance of beating City in the final. Like if Martinez, Varane, and Shaw can play, we got a better chance of winning the FA Cup final, I believe. But you know, they're not going to have much match fitness. I don't know. They got to play a game or 2 before then. But yeah, I don't know. Big game of fixtures. When we come back here next week, man, will Arsenal still be top or will Man City be there? What's happening?
I think Arsenal will still be top. Is Man City only playing the 1 game this week?
I think so. Let's look at it. Let me quickly go through them. They're playing Wolves. Yep, and Arsenal 1 game. So Arsenal have to royally fuck it to give them.
Yeah, Arsenal will retain it, but the worry is that catch-up game. So yeah.
Yep. I agree. But in saying that, thanks everyone for coming in. It's been great in the chat tonight. Damn, Ivan, Rob, Chris came in. The moment. Everyone was here. Okay, if I've forgotten anyone, Reeves, chat was going off. Thanks for coming in, everyone. There is no podcast on Wednesday because Chris is working, but I'm pretty sure I'll do a gaming stream. I think I'm going to bring back the DayZ. We did Arc last week, so we'll bring back some DayZ on Wednesday, I believe. Are the boys doing the footy show? I don't know. There'll be shows all in the coming days, guys. So
doing the showdown on Thursday night, so I'll be
doing John will be on that. I'm sorry to all the Crows guys. I got the 100% record, but I'm at soccer training.
Just take the night off, man.
There's nothing I can do. I know I should, because then Chris will just be shaking in his boots. I should just tell him, I gave everyone the night off at soccer. I'm coming on the watch line.
Let's go.
He just shit himself. But yeah, listen. So the boys will be doing the showdown. Come on, the Crows. Yeah, thanks for coming in, guys. Peace.
Thank you. Peace.